you've had a massive realization that being on self-improvement is significantly more fulfilling than the old waste of a life that you used to have. And you literally cannot wait to share this with your friends so that they can do the same and progress with you. But when that moment comes and you finally tell them, they don't seem as excited about it as you do. In fact, some of them even dismiss you and act like you're living in some sort of fantasy land. They make you feel like a complete idiot, and it even makes you start to doubt whether this is all just a fat delusion. You start thinking that maybe they're right. Maybe I shouldn't strive for better. Maybe I should just focus on being average like everyone else. And you know what I say to that? F*** 'em, bro. You don't need them. And before you start crying and saying that I'm being unreasonable, I'm not saying that you shouldn't check up on them every now and then to see how they're doing mentally, but you need to know your limits. Because the harsh truth is, hanging out with people with bad habits makes you prone to developing them too, especially if you came from a place of having these bad habits in the first place. But obviously you can have friends that are not on self-improvement. But I do think that it takes a lot of introspectiveness to know that their mindset isn't infiltrating yours. And the only way that you'll really kind of know that is to know who you are and what you stand for and what your values actually are. And this only comes from experience and time. You see, the thing is, right, a big part of growing up as a man is realizing that the people you used to spend all your time with no longer understand things the way you might do. And that's okay. People change, you know? Responsibilities change. Situations change. And when it comes to a big change, like having a self-improvement awakening like you have right now, not everybody wants or needs or is even ready to hear a message like that. And once again, that's also okay, you know? Everybody grows at different speeds. And this moment right now is about you. Nobody else. That's why it's called self-improvement. And this is a lesson that I literally learned firsthand, okay? Because when I first came across self-improvement, I was very excited about it, just like you are, because I started to notice all of the positive impact it was having on my life, and I started to actually notice some progression. So naturally, of course, I wanted to share this information with the people I loved the most. So I would go to my friends and I would literally speak to them so much about self-improvement. You know, you should do this to improve your life, you should do these good habits, you should get rid of these bad habits, and your whole life's going to change. And this is what I would say to them. But what I didn't understand at the time was that no one really cared, and no one actually listened to a word that I said. And I found myself constantly repeating myself. My friends would come to me with problems and I would offer them a good solution, and they wouldn't take my advice. And as you can imagine, this got me very frustrated. I got annoyed that nobody would listen to me, and I got annoyed that nobody had the same mindset that I had. So this left me with only one choice, and this choice was to go solo. I decided it was better for me to not spend so much time with these people because their mindset was infiltrating mine, and that's exactly what I was talking about a couple of minutes ago. And once you have an awakening like this, once you really kind of see the light on the other side, you don't want to lose that spark. You don't want to lose those ideas and that mindset that you have. So as I said, I had no choice but to go solo. And as positive as this was, because to be honest, it was probably the period of my life where I was able to get so much work done and I achieved so many great things, it also came with some negativity. Okay, and that negativity was that I became a little bit arrogant about it. I became a little bit arrogant about the fact that I was on self-improvement. And quite frankly, that is ridiculous. It's pathetic. It really is, okay? Let me say this as clearly as possible. You are not above anybody else because you are on a self-improvement journey. And in fact, everyone is on a journey of their own. And I feel like there's a lot of people that are on self-improvement that tends to feel this sort of arrogance and that they're better than other people. And if that's you, get that fucking shit out of your head, bro. Because after 1 year on self-improvement, you'll very soon start to realise that you are not a guy on self-improvement, and instead just a guy living life with some amazing habits and new skills under his belt, which I'm not discrediting, by the way. Doing those things are really amazing, seriously. But at the end of the day, you're still the same as everybody else. And not everybody wants to hear you talk about what you think is right and what you think is wrong 24/7. Some people are literally just happy living the life that they currently currently are. And to be honest, it's not really your place to say how they should live their life. And ultimately, the best way to help your friends is to focus on yourself. Keep doing the good habits, keep learning, keep going to the gym, keep eating clean. And by the way, you can get my free diet plan in the description below. And if they see that the results you're achieving are good, they may even ask you for some advice at the end of it. But until that moment, if no one asked, then just don't waste your time, man. Say less, do more, and let the results speak for themselves. This is only going to prevent you from getting completely disheartened when your friends show no interest in your journey. And it's also going to help you to be even more motivated, because you're going to have something to try and show and something to try and prove to people that self-improvement is in fact an excellent life choice. Believe you can, and you're more than halfway there.